This is Eric Muathe with Muathe.com. All is well. Let's take a look here at Tesla, and we're going to be using Tesla to kind of understand how we can start anticipating a potential reversal. And again, I say potential because certain things have to be observed before we can see evidence or emerging evidence of a change in direction. So now we're going to be taking a look at multiple time frames as far as Tesla is concerned. Now, of course, this has been a great stock. If you caught the most recent monthly breakout, as I've discussed in another video, the breakout was there for the taking after this 1 month of rest right here. That was the most recent rest period, and then followed by a monthly breakout. All right, we already know that. No surprise in the outcome. And I say no surprise, even though sometimes stocks do surprise, if not a lot of the times. But we can see here, once it broke out in price, right here, and once the RSI moved above 69.1 here, everything was pointing to a potential move higher. Now, when you see the breakout, there's really no way of knowing the size of the move higher. Whatever happens down the road in the future is always subject to so many forces, most of them we are not aware of. But yes, the move has been spectacular. Now, for those of you who are new to my work, if we take a look at the breakout that took place right here, let's call it the month of April, we can see that it meets the minimum requirements for the breakout quality. If you're looking for quality breakouts, they tend to have some of the following, if not all of the following have to be correct. We can see here the RSI jumped above 69.1. We can see that the MACDs also moved to 3-year highs. So 3 years, a move to 3-year highs is a minimum requirement that must be met before we can see a superior move. And to be clear, we are talking about this monthly price action here. So everything that we look for checked out. MACDs and RSI was perfect. And there should be some information in the description of this video discussing this method, which I call the ultimate Muathe breakout. It's my own research method, one that has been used for almost 20 years, finding amazing moving instruments. All right, now that we've had all that discussed, so by the way, just quick note here, yes, this was the most recent breakout from a monthly perspective before this massive explosive move to the upside that took the stock from, let's call it 680 to the highs just under 1800. That's an ideal move, and I'm glad that at least we had a chance to trade that breakout. As you can see, a breakout alert for Tesla was issued on April 16th, 2020. And another one issued also June 1st of this year for paid Muathe.com subscribers, which is right here. Now, in looking for the next potential big move, some of the things we can start looking at are the following. So take a look at this breakout here. We can call that a price range of about 240 to the high current around here. Let's call it about 970. So if you do the math, that's about 730 points, give or take, move. We're talking about the move from here to the high right there. And then we can take the most recent breakout again, as I discussed in a previous video. So this move takes it from a breakout level, let's call it about 680, give or take, to 1800. And you can see that difference is approximately 1120. So clearly, this most recent breakout, this hyperbolic move, was the biggest breakout point level from a month-to-month basis. Let me put this in another way so that maybe I can be clear is this recent move in price is the biggest continuous breakout move net on a monthly basis compared to the prior move here. And what I'm getting at is whenever you see a stock trade and move the most it has ever moved, in other words, the biggest travel, the biggest journey, the biggest adventure the stock has taken ever, that means there is a pause somewhere. It needs a rest. So clearly this is the biggest point move. And you can see since the highs, we're already seeing a rest. The stock is resting. So that makes sense. So we start looking for more evidence of a potential change. We go to the weekly now. And on the weekly, I'll give you a number for those of you trading this instrument. And it is the recent weekly closing high from, let's see here, from July at a price of 1,544.65, which is this weekly closing high. Now, I don't know that you can see it, but there have been two failures over the last 2 weeks to close above that weekly closing high. Now you might ask, why only the last 2 weeks? Well, let me zoom in so I can explain this a little bit further. So I hope you can see this is now a 1 year as compared to the prior 2-year weekly chart. So 1 year of weekly data, and we can see the close right there. And let me go ahead and give that number again. It's the number to watch, in my opinion, either for a continued situation where it is failing to break out or for a fresh breakout. That number is 1,544.65, which is this weekly closing high right there. And so we have the required 2 weeks of rest. So week number 1 of rest was here, and then week number 2 of rest. So you can see over the last 2 weeks, they've actually been an attempt to move above 1544.65, but this has not been successful. In other words, there are emerging signs of a failed weekly breakout. That's something to consider. In fact, I would say this is the key in terms of momentum. If the stock can clear this price level, if it can clear this price level, that is exactly what the bulls want to see. Another fresh breakout. Now, the more it continues to struggle to hold above that level, the more it means that the next major move is going to be to the downside, which brings us to the daily. Things should remain stable to bullish as long as the stock is holding above RSI 50 level. As you can see in this range, the RSI was above 50, defending that 50 RSI level. Same thing here. You can see in this period here, the RSI, for the most part, if not actually true and true, has been holding above RSI 50. As we can see, support at the RSI 50 on the lows. So if there's going to be a big decline in Tesla, then watch out for a potential break and the RSI holding below 50 on the daily. So right now we haven't seen a break of that level. Keep in mind, if we see a drop below RSI 50 on the day it happens, expect a big down day if it happens. Right now, the stock is showing stability because the RSI continues to defend and hold above that RSI 50 level. So not really any major sell signals yet. The same thing can be said for the 4 hourly. You can take a look here. This is self-evident, holding above RSI 50. Corresponds with this very bullish period, holding above RSI 50. Also coincides with this very bullish period. It's only when the RSI stays below 50 that you see a major pullback, just like we can see an example of this here, where we had this pullback zone. So in conclusion, to keep it simple, the weekly should give us guidance. Either we are going to get a decisive breakout above the recent weekly closing high, And for the third time, the last time in this video, let me give that number again. Anything above this would be a fresh breakout. It's exactly what the bulls want to see. Continued failure to hold above this level, as we are doing right now, is signs that there could be a possibility of a break to lower prices. This is Eric Muathe with Muathe.com. Love and light, light and love. Namaste.